Guys, Allan Blain here. I want to deliver a message that I think is desperately needed by so many people based on several of the conversations I'm having and a sprinkler that's hitting me. Several of the conversations I'm having recently where people are really lacking vision. Vision with their business, vision with their life. And this talk applies to so much more than just our network marketing business. This talk applies to every area of our life. But I want to talk to you real quick about the power of one. And this video may be a little longer than 3 or 4 minutes because it's so stinking important for everybody to catch this. Okay? The power of one. You know how many times I've heard recently and over the last couple years, I don't know who to talk to. You know, it's just me in this little town. Well, guess what? It's just me and Nicole in this little town of 2,000 people with one stoplight. That's lacking vision, okay? So I want to talk to you about the power of one. And I want to tell you a couple quick stories that I hope will really encourage you in your vision and your perspective about your life and what kind of impact you can have with your life and how your life can really count 10x, 100x from what you may be dreaming and thinking right now. And again, I'm not just talking about neo-life, although that's kind of the context of this conversation. I want to tell you a story about a guy named Miracle. Miracle was from a little town, I don't even know that I can pronounce it, in Europe, Montecito or something like that, I'm not sure. He ended up going to a foreign country. He goes to Mexico. He's working as a server. He has somebody who he's serving a table, and the person who he's serving in Mexico happens to ask him some questions, start a conversation, which led to Miracle asking this guy what he did for a living. This guy happened to be Jerry Brassfield, the founder and chairman of the board for Neo-Life International. Jerry shared with him what he did, and Miracle was very excited about the possibility of starting his own business. At the time, Neo-Life was not in Mexico. So Jerry let him know, hey, I'll let you know when we come to Mexico. Well, about a year later, Miracle moves to the United States. Okay? In the US now, he speaks broken English, he speaks broken Spanish, he's been in 2 foreign countries, and he contacts Jerry. And he says, hey, I'm back in the US, you guys are in the US, can I start my Neo-Life business now? He starts his Neo-Life business, and he gets no after no after no, and he's talking to people after people after people. By the way, Jerry did not sign him up directly under Jerry or the company. Jerry signed him up under the most active distributor at the time there in was it Dallas, Texas, or where? San Diego, which happened to be the Martin family, long-time Neo-Life promoters. And so they never met Miracle, right? Jerry had never met Miracle. And this is to the point of, I don't know anybody. Well, start having conversations with one of the 7 billion people on planet Earth. Start asking questions. Start making friends. What is a stranger? By the way, side point, stranger is a friend we haven't met yet. So let's go make some friends. How do we make friends? We start conversations. We care about others more than ourselves. We ask questions. That's what Jerry did so well that night in Mexico with Miracle. Well, anyway, Miracle gets signed up under the Martins in San Diego because that's where he's living. So Jerry did that to give him the best support. The Martins had never met him in his life. He goes out and starts trying to build a business. Guess what? He struggles. Any of you ever struggled? Have any of you ever felt like you're up against a wall? So guess what he did? Did he quit? No. Did he complain? No. He kept going. He kept being consistent. He kept taking action. And what happened? He realized he's not doing very well, so he moves to Mexico, back to Mexico. But he doesn't quit, so he changes it up. But he keeps going. He goes back to Mexico. All of a sudden, things go great? No, they don't go great. He keeps working. He keeps sharing. He keeps having conversations. Finally, he gets a person that gets started and becomes a director. Eventually, this director goes out and sponsors someone who becomes a senior manager, never becomes a director. That senior manager goes out and sponsors someone Miracle did not know, who became a senior manager, never a director. And that senior manager went out and sponsored someone, Dr. Criollo, I believe is his name, Dr. Criollo, who went on to build a 3-diamond business. That's a business doing at minimum 300,000 points a month, about getting paid on $500,000 of BV a month. That's a decent check, you guys. That's a big check. Okay, Miracle's pretty excited because that's his 2nd level director now, even though it's 4 levels deep, right? Now get this, the power of one. This all happened from a conversation Jerry Brassfield had with the server at a restaurant. Jerry didn't prejudge him. Jerry didn't judge him based on his broken accent, his broken Spanish, his broken English. He didn't judge him based on his income, his race, his age, nothing. Jerry got to know him. Jerry asked him questions. So anyway, now on his 4th level, this Dr. Criollo, who's a 3-diamond director, goes out. Oh no, his receptionist, a very shy lady, sees what's happening, all these people coming into his doctor's office, getting product, getting help. She starts a business, okay? The shy lady. She goes out and has a booth at a health fair in Mexico. She signs up under Dr. Criollo, her boss. She has this booth at a health fair. Another guy walks by who happened to be a doctor. And by the way, the moral of this is not go sign up doctors. If that happens, great. There's many more stories of diamonds that are not in the medical field than those that are, okay? Just a side point there. But this is how it happened. She's at the health fair. She's got a booth. This guy walks by, sees a bottle of product, says, I want 200 of these. This is amazing. That man was Dr. Joaquin Gonzalez, who, as I understand, has built one of the fastest businesses to 5-diamond, has one of the largest businesses in the world in Neolife, and in fact, one of the largest businesses in all the network marketing in the world, makes millions of dollars a year, has impacted hundreds of thousands of people's lives, and you can trace it all back to the one conversation Jerry Brassfield had with a stranger, a server. The power of one. Guys, if you don't catch this vision, if you haven't caught it before, please catch it now for your own sake, for the tens and hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands, even possibly millions of people's lives that your life can impact. Do you believe the Bible? Do you think it's real like I do? It is chock full of story after story after story throughout history where one person impacted the world. From Moses, right? I mean, I'm not trying to say everyone, but just a couple that come to mind. Moses, the influence he had on millions. Joshua, one man, right? David, one boy. And the list goes on and on and on. How about you? And none of these people were special. None of these people were you know, they were broken people. They had problems, just like I do, just like you do. But they had faith. And they caught the vision. And again, one person. It only takes one. That receptionist is making, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Miracle's a happy man. He's known worldwide, in Europe and abroad and all around the world, because he didn't give up and he kept having conversations with people he didn't know. Okay? And by the way, I'll just close with this last story. If you think it's just medical professionals that you need to go after, there was a couple that got invited to, in Mexico City, they lived in a very poor neighborhood, a very unsafe neighborhood, dirt poor. She had diabetes, her health was failing, she was on several medications, she lost her sight, she was legally blind. Her husband was a janitor, worked a very low-paying job. He couldn't read or write. They came to a meeting, their version of a shake party, okay? So these aren't, again, these are common people, blue-collar people. They brought their 8-year-old son, which was taboo in that culture to bring to a business presentation. But they brought him, and they were allowed to bring him because the husband couldn't read or write, and the wife was blind. And so they needed him to interpret, I guess. They went on to start using the products, built to a senior manager business, built to a director business, built to a 1 Ruby business, 20,000 points a month, okay? Got invited to a world team conference in US because they were doing so well. Then went back from that, went on to build a 2 Ruby business. They went from making, you know, I think it was like $500 a month equivalent, to thousands and thousands of dollars a month. All because somebody, one person, invited them to a meeting. So, and they're still building their business to this day, as I understand. She still has eyesight issues, but she apparently looks 10 years younger and feels amazing and is living life to the fullest, like we all want to do. So please, I hope this has encouraged you to go out there and share and care and keep the faith and keep moving. The power of one. Go change someone's life today by starting by turning a stranger into a friend. How do you do that? Ask questions, get to know them, care about them. And in the meantime, till I see you again, make it a great day.